All right, news just coming in. An earthquake has been reported from the national capital region. In fact, the tremors are still being felt inside our studios as well. Now, these earthquakes come barely a month after those massive tremors that were felt. The epicenter was reported in Nepal. Massive destruction was reported in the Himalayan country. More than 5,000 people dead. The country is still trying to recover from the after effects. Now, another earthquake, this time tremors being felt across North India. In fact, we can feel the tremors in our building as well, where people have gathered on the ground floor. Now, in situations like these, it is advised that people either sit down on their chairs, on their tables and calm down, or try to move out of their floors calmly and not react out of panic. More earthquake tremors being felt in the national capital region. The tremors are being felt even as we speak. Now, after those massive tremors were reported about a month ago, the epicenter of which was near Kathmandu in Nepal. More earthquakes, more tremors being felt across North India. We're trying to get an update as to where exactly the epicenter of this earthquake is. There were strong tremors that were felt here in our Noida office as well, which lasted for close to 30 seconds. Now, we do know that in the aftermath of the Nepal tragedy, the Geological Survey of India had also decided to set up close to 10 seismic centers across North India, from the east in Agartala to Nagpur in the west. These centers would be providing real-time information about the exact location, the exact epicenter of these earthquakes. Now, these centers are still being set up by the GSI. What we do know right now is that earthquakes have been felt as far as Ranchi, Lucknow and Jaipur. Earthquake tremors across North India. Let's get an word from our Deputy Editor Shiv Arun, who's with us live from our newsroom. Shiv, what more can you add?
Well, information still coming in, Simi. In fact, even as I speak, there are still tremors being felt. We're here at the India Today Mediaplex, which is an earthquake-proof building. But for the last, 40 to 50 seconds, there have been slower tremors. Before that, there were some pretty strong tremors. The building that we're standing in right now has been evacuated. We're keeping some people here to bring our viewers the news at this point of time. But I can tell you this was a much longer period of tremors than we did feel a couple of weeks ago. Now, information about where the epicenter is, what the intensity of this particular quake is not known at this time. We're still awaiting that particular information. But here in the national capital region, we're just a few kilometers outside Delhi, and we're getting reports online from as far as Jaipur, Ranchi, Kolkata, that tremors have been felt along. These were tremors that happened over a fair period of time, for about 60 to 70 seconds, which probably indicates that it's been, a fairly high intensity quake somewhere. That information coming in, as you can see in the information we're putting out on our screens right now, as far as Jharkhand, as far as Rajasthan, quake tremors have been felt. The intensity of it is still coming in. We're going to get that number, the epicenter as well, in just a small period from now. As you can see, the India Today Mediaplex that we're standing in right now is a completely quake-proof building. Me and a few others still inside the building to get more information and put it out there. But I can tell you where I'm standing, the tremors have been felt for 60 to 70 seconds, which is far longer than what happened the last time. So that information still coming in at this point of time, Simi. We're awaiting information from the US Geological Survey, as well as the earthquake sensors that we have here in India. 6.9. I've just been handed a piece of paper that says 6.9 is the intensity of this earthquake, and the epicenter is apparently somewhere in Afghanistan. That's the only bit of information that we have right now. 6.9 intensity on the Richter scale, and the epicenter is Afghanistan. No details just yet. Obviously, just moments since those tremors, sort of just rocked through the national capital region where we're standing right now. See me, 6.9 on the Richter scale is pretty high, and we are waiting to see hear news reports and updates about any damage. If the epicenter was in Afghanistan, then we can expect any potential damage across that particular area, Central Asia, even perhaps Nepal, Pakistan, and the northern parts of India, where we've just felt these very strong extended tremors right through the last 2 minutes. Simi.
Absolutely, Shiv. This is an important update that you're getting us. 6.9 intensity earthquake hitting the epicenter somewhere in Afghanistan. Tremors being felt across North India from West Bengal in the east to Rajasthan in the west. A powerful earthquake. In fact, tremors were also being felt in the national capital, in our office building. Of course, we felt the tremors as well. People have been asked to evacuate the building. Shiv, in situations like this, it's also very important to not panic and to ensure that everyone is safely taken out, is safely moved out of the building without creating any confusion, because a lot of times when tremors are reported, people start running out of the buildings, and there's always that threat of a possible stampede.
Simi, big update here. It's a 7.1 intensity earthquake, and the epicenter, I'm afraid to report, is Nepal. That's the latest information that we're getting. The Geological Survey has confirmed that the epicenter is Nepal, 7.1 on the Richter scale. Just a shade in intensity less than the earthquake that wrought so much havoc just a few weeks ago in Nepal. 7.1 on the Richter scale in Nepal. These are the earliest pictures that we're getting of evacuations taking place across the national capital. We're yet to get video footage of potential damage and reactions from Nepal, from Pakistan, and from other areas that are currently affected.
I will try and play out those reactions for you. Shiv Arora, Deputy Editor, getting us the latest on this story. Shiv, 7.1 intensity earthquake once again hits the Himalayan country of Nepal, which was still trying to come to terms with the massive loss loss of life and loss of infrastructure that it's witnessed in the last 1 month.
Let's just hope, that the damage won't be very much. But 7.1 doesn't tell a very promising story. Simi, remember, 7.9 was the intensity of the quake 2 weeks ago in Nepal that, caused so much damage, killing thousands of people. This particular quake, we can confirm now, the magnitude is 7.1 on the Richter scale. Epicenter confirmed to be Nepal. The details of how deep the epicenter was, will come in the next few minutes, but standing here in the national capital, we felt tremors longer and perhaps stronger than the first one, indicating that the epicenter was at a different place, perhaps closer to the India border. But what we do know right now is that the epicenter was somewhere due east of Kathmandu. That's the latest information that we're getting right now. Due east of Kathmandu is where the epicenter was. These pictures that we've got on our screens right now are of evacuations taking place, across the national capital at this time. People who've, evacuated the offices at this time. Panic, obviously. Expected panic across the national capital. They've just seen what happened in Nepal, and now the slightest tremor sparking a huge amount of panic, and justifiably so, Simi, considering that the intensity of this earthquake confirmed to be about 7.1 on the Richter scale at a depth of 18 kilometers. This is only the latest in a string of quakes, apparently, that has hit the Nepal region. We can also confirm from our sources that the epicenter was due east of Kathmandu. Remember, Kathmandu faced a large part of the damage, especially the Kathmandu Valley and the surrounding areas, Simi. So now we're waiting to get the first reports from Nepal itself. Due east of Kathmandu is where this particular epicenter was. We're waiting to get local reports from Nepal about any damage. Let's really hope that the damage isn't as much, if at all, than the last time. But the tremors that we felt here in the national capital along with local reports coming in from Jaipur, from Jharkhand, from the states of West Bengal and Bihar as well, suggest that this was a pretty powerful quake. That number confirms it, 7.1 on the Richter scale, 18 kilometers deep. Its effects felt all across North India, almost identical like the last time, except that I can confirm that this time those tremors were felt perhaps for a short while longer. This particular quake's effects not known just yet, early moments yet, but the panic factor has been amplified given given what has happened in the last 2 weeks, the damage that people have witnessed across Nepal and several states in India as well as a result of that killer quake in Nepal. This one again, can you believe it? 7.1 on the Richter scale, again in Nepal, not very far from the epicenter of the last quake. 7.1 on the Richter scale, 18 kilometers deep, and all of this, remember, at a time when relief and rescue operations, restitution, the rebuilding operations are still in progress. We're waiting. Our reporters are on the line, with our colleagues and our sources in Nepal, with the Nepal government as well, to get you the very latest, get our viewers the very latest of what the scene is on the ground. But the pictures on air we have right now are of people in the national capital who've rushed out of their buildings. They're on the phones with their families, obviously. The panic factor several times more, given that the quake just happened in Nepal, and everybody through the media has had a sense of what that damage really was in Nepal. Thousands of people killed, several people injured. But the simple fact of the matter is there's only a 0.8 difference between the intensity of that quake that killed thousands of people and the quake that's just happened and had its effects ripple right across North India. It's near Birkot. I'm just getting an update, Simi, that this epicenter is near Birkot, about just due east of Kathmandu, and we're getting more information about that as well. In just moments from now, we'll be getting a live update from Nepal as well. Let's just hope the damage isn't anywhere close to what it was the last time, Simi.
Absolutely a powerful earthquake once again hitting Nepal. Shivarura, deputy editor, reporting that the intensity of this earthquake is 7.1 on the Richter scale. The epicenter has been identified as Birkut near Kathmandu. Massive tremors felt across North India. Let's get a word from Indrajit Kundu, our correspondent who's with us on the phone line from Kolkata. Indrajit, there were massive casualties. There were quite a few casualties that were reported from the states of Bihar and West Bengal. The last time there was a powerful earthquake in Nepal. What's the situation like there right now in Kolkata? Have people been evacuated from buildings? Take us through what's happening there.
Well, Simi, let us take a stock of the situation which is happening right here at the B.R. Singh Hospital. We were, of course, placed here since morning, covering the blast that took place in Titagarh, and many of the victims have been brought to this rail hospital. But even during our coverage, we suddenly felt that there were tremors that were being felt all across Calcutta. And as you can see, many of the people have come out. These sisters who basically work in this hospital, they have also come out, and they have not only come out, they have also evacuated some of the patients. दीदी, आप ये बताइए कि जब ये भूकंप के झटके आप लोगों को भी महसूस हुआ जब आप ऊपर
हुआ? हमने दवाई लियाने गया था तो वहाँ पर हम लोग दोनों बात कर रहे हैं, उसमें इसको भी माथा घूर गया, मेरा भी माथा बदन हाथ कांपने लगा। हम बोला कि क्या हुआ? हमको तो कुछ हुआ नहीं है, इससे जो बदन मेरा कांप रहा है। ये बोला भूकंप आया होगा, भागो। तबले हम लोग मने वहाँ से निकल रहा है, देख रहा है कि और आदमी सब भाग रहा है।
कितने देर तक आपको महसूस हुआ?
बहुत देर तक। हम लोग को पेशेंट सवेर से टेंशन है, यही पेशेंट सब लेके हरा उरी, हम सोचा यही चिंता से टेंशन से हम घूर रहा है, इधर उधर हो रहा है। हम
जो पेशेंट था उन लोगों को भी बाहर निकाला गया
ना? वो पेशेंट लोग उतना पेशेंट लोग को बाहर निकाला गया कुछ लोग के, लेकिन जब हुआ है सवेर से हम लोग तो टेंशन में है। ये पेशेंट सब जो आया है बम इलाज के पेशेंट सब, वो पेशेंट को हम लोग टेंशन सवेर से हम लोग चिंतित है। और जब हम लोग को देह घूरने लगा तो सोच रहा है चिंता से घूरा, हम लोग टेंशन से घूर रहे हैं।
तो आप देख सकते हैं, you can see these are the people who basically the nurses and the support staff who take care of the patients here, and they were all very busy tending to the victims of the bomb blast who have been taken to this rail hospital. And suddenly there were tremors that were felt all across the city, and was felt here as well. And all the patients, several of the patients who could move, and the support staff and the nurses, they all ran outside for cover. It was felt for about 30 seconds that we could feel, yet not clear as to where exactly is the epicenter and what is the magnitude, but we'll try and get those information later in the day when we get in touch with the Met Department here in Kolkata as well.
All right, Indrajit Kundu there getting us a report from Kolkata where people who were at a hospital rushed out of the building. The pictures on your screens are from the National Capital Region, people being evacuated from high rises. A massive, powerful earthquake has once again hit Nepal, the Himalayan country, which was still reeling under the after effects of that powerful 7.9 intensity quake which hit the country about 2 weeks ago.